Paul, we're talking about your book, 8, The Real Gazza. It's very self-reflective. What would be your biggest regret?
I think it's probably when it's got to be taking that cocaine when I went and seen Raoul Moat. I've never touched it since. Yeah, I went psychotic. It was quite scary, to be fair. But lucky enough, my dad sectioned me for 11 days. And, I went cold turkey and thought, oof, never again. So that was quite, I regret that. And obviously, regards football wise, it's probably the tackle on Gary Charles in the cup final where I scored in every round and then lasted 12 minutes. The morphine was good, though.
You actually thought he was your twin brother, and that's why you did what you did.
Well, when I was taking that cocaine and the brandy mixed, eventually, I didn't even know about it because I didn't know a couple of days beforehand he had shot a cop and, killed someone and shot a cop in the face. Didn't even know that until I put the TV on. I thought, oh, I think I know him. And then eventually, after a couple of more lines, then it was like, oh, yeah, he's my off brother. Him, I think he needs help. Because I'd been to rehab a few times, I thought I was a good therapist. Obviously, backfired a little bit. It wasn't until the next morning I thought, what did I do yesterday? I couldn't remember nothing. And it was only when I put on Sky News and I just went, oh, F. And then my phone went straight. I had about 300 missed calls, 300 texts. I think they were from my dad. He got a few guys, police undercover, to come and pick us up. And then they took us straight to the nut house, to the mental home, which he did as a favour, to be fair.
Let me ask you this. I've been speaking with our mutual friend Ben Shepherd at ITV. He tells me the most extraordinary story that you could have signed for Spurs when you were about to sign for Manchester United, but Terry Venables made you a series of offers which changed your mind. Take us back to that, if you would.
I spoke to Alex Ferguson. I was going to sign for him. And I said, go and join your holiday. I'll sign for you when I come back. I'll be at Old Trafford. So he was excited. And then I said to my dad, I kept on saying to my dad, oh, Man United, fantastic. Then the phone went. And I went, oh, serving Scholars Spurs. What do you want? And one sign was Tottenham. I said, Dad, it's Tottenham. My dad would tell him to F off. She's a sign for Man United. So I went, oh, my dad says I'm signing for Man United. So he went, I'll give your dad a house for 120 grand. So I told my dad went, what the F are you waiting for then, son? So then he said, I want a car. So my mum got that. So when I was on the way, I passed Old Trafford, I was shaking a bit. I went, he's going to go off it. And then when I was 100 yards from the ground, the phone went to my sister. I went, what do you want? She went, well, if your mum's getting a house, my dad's getting a car, I want an effing sunbed. So I think the deal was done on the sunbed. The sunbed was unbelievable, though. It was like a 10 grand sunbed. It blew up the house, blew the bulbs up in our house. Terry Venables was a great guy. It was a big miss. I was with Katie when he passed away and I started crying, He's an unbelievable bloke. And then, with that season, we finished the Man United, then all of a sudden he brought on like the Becks, the Giggs, the Scholes, Butts, Neville's. And then obviously they won the league. So, but, I have no regrets going to Tottenham. I loved it there as well,
So you had to say to Fergie, I'm not coming up, boss.
No, I panicked. I just got to remember when I got first fan mail at Tottenham and I thought, oh, fan mail, get in. I was excited. I opened it was from Fergie. Not very nice. You stupid fat bastard, he called me. So he went a bit off it. It took us 6 years to get speaking to him. But I met him. I went to a Man United game about a few years ago with Katie and the kids and that. And even then, I got a guy come up to us in the players' lounge. He went, Fergie wants to see you in his office. I started shitting a brick. I went, oh no. And he went, I still can't forget you not saying for me. He gives a bollocking at 82 years of age and I was still shaking. So yeah, he's some guy.
Well, he is incredible, but you're some bloke too, Paul. Paul Gascoigne, what makes you happy?
I love tennis. The weather's been crap, yeah, but fly fishing. I love fly fishing. It's the only sport I do that really. I've won trophies for table tennis, badminton, tennis, but it's fishing's like fly fishing's the only sport I know that takes my mind away from everything, until I put the rod away, and then all of a sudden,
so it's happy?
Really, yeah, fly fishing. Oh, yeah, that really more than anything else.
Let's talk more about the book, 8, The Real Gazza. What did you learn about yourself from writing that, Paul?
I just thought so many people have a lot to say about me, but they don't even know me, I don't give myself away that easy unless I'm doing a book like this, which I've given all warts and alls in. I just thought, why don't I was speaking to Katie and I said, why, the offer, come do a boot. And I said, well, look, if I'm going to do a boot, I want to put everything in. I don't want to leave anything out. So if I go to my grave, then everyone knows. But I think the press wrote so much about it that the whole country know exactly what I did. So, I just added a bit more. Just told them everything what I go through, from a day-to-day thing, especially when I packed in football. I got all these OCDs, an alcoholic, an addict, everything really, the jealousy side of it, the fear of dying, just everything. And I just let it all out. And then I'm not a good sleeper. I'm happy if I get 2 to 3 hours sleep a day. But after doing a book, I slept perfect for a couple of days.
Right, young footballers coming into the game now, all the temptations there are, the extraordinary money that they can make. What would your advice be?
Didn't get married. They've got nothing to worry about. Money, the players nowadays, I see some players got 300, 500 grand a week and they can't even trap a bag of cement. But then you see some players like on the bench and you think, I wouldn't like that, They're just some players are happy to sit on the bench and just get their wages. Well, if it was me, I would move, I'd go to another club. But good luck to them, I wish them all the best, making as much money as they can because, they are scrutinised. But I hate to be a player nowadays because the only fact is the players' wives get more publicity than the footballers. It's brilliant. I love it. I mean, the last World Cup was embarrassing. I mean, it was all about the wags. Jesus Christ. That's a nightmare, And I mean, when we were with Sir Bobby Robson, he wouldn't let me read the papers, what was going on back home, read the newspapers, nothing. It was only semi-final when the waves come over, and I thought we were going to get beat, and we did. But the players, the wives go out, meet the players, and go out for lunch and dinner. And it's not good. They should really just focus for like 5 weeks on that, or a few weeks on that World Cup.
You'll always regret your marriage, I think. Is that right, Paul?
Spur of the moment, it was like finish Euro '96. I was buzzing. I won every award up in Glasgow Rangers. Won Players of the Year, Players, Sports Writers. I won every award and that. And then I was just on a high. And then I said, yeah. And then obviously we had the Regan. And then I decided to get married. I knew it's not what I really wanted, to be fair. But I think it was the only chance I had to see my son. And we only lived together for 3 months over all them years, So, I do, in the time when you're in it, it's okay, But then I just remember, my side of the family were crying and their side, but when she said yes, when she said I do, you just heard a few voices from her side say yes. And I just went, oh, shit. It wasn't good. I just thought, fuck. The Hello magazine or OK magazine. Now, I know the people in the Hello magazine, they're the ones that split up all the time. And she wanted to do Hello magazine. I wanted to do OK. And OK offered 100 grand and Hello 150. But I wanted to go with OK because obviously the curse of the Hello magazine. Hello. Well, fucking hello, mate. Obviously, we did get divorced. I mean, we only lived together for 3 months. So it wasn't a great experience, but at least I got to play football on my own.
Last couple of questions. Take you back to Euro 96. Is it fair, if your studs had been just a little bit longer, that ball would have gone into the back of the net?
I mean, if my knob was a little bit bigger, I would have knocked it in by that. No, it was, I was just a couple of inches off, or an inch, I think if it was Shearer the other way around, he would have scored, or Lineker, because obviously their instinct, but I just honestly thought the keeper was going to get a touch. I had the celebrations all worked out and unbelievable. But I met him a couple of years ago. Well, I seen him a couple of years ago at Wembley, Gareth Southgate. I mean, Gareth, I cannot understand this. I scored my penalty and I end up in rehab for 5 weeks. You missed your penalty. You get a 30 grand pizza advert in England manager's job. What the hell did I do wrong? So he hates it. He went, don't tell anyone that. I went, yeah, the whole country knows Gareth. Yeah, but he did well for England as well. So proud of him. But yeah, Euro '96. Now and again, I kind of watch that game because I keep on thinking about that goal. Even now, when when I see clips of it, and I think, God, if I'd have scored that the celebrations all worked out and everything.
Well, what would those celebrations have been?
Run around the stadium naked, and then dive. There's a big bath at Wembley. Dive in there, do somersault or something.